here's some of the things that are going to affect the speed and the efficiency of the evacuation. The size of the equipment. How big is the equipment that you're evacuating, that you're pulling the refrigerant from? Or that you're pulling a vacuum on? How big is this? If it's bigger, it's going to take a long time. The ambient temperature. We said that as temperature drops, pressure drops. So now it's going to be harder to dry the system out. It's going to be harder to dehydrate the system. Another one, amount of moisture in the system. The more moisture you have in the system, well, the longer it's going to take to pull it out. Another thing is the size of the vacuum pump. If you have a small vacuum pump, then it's going to take you forever. If you have a small pump of whatever it is, it's going to take forever to move that fluid. So if you have a small vacuum pump, it's going to take you longer. If you have a larger vacuum pump, it's going to be faster. So the size of the vacuum pump is something else that's going to affect it. The size of the suction line. Size of the suction line is another thing that you have to keep in mind. Again, the bigger it is, the longer it's going to take. Now, the size of the vacuum line that you're going to use, because you're going to go from the vacuum pump to the system, that is also going to affect it. It should be equal to or larger than the size of the pump intake fitting. So you look at the pump and you see what size it is, and that whole hose, that entire hose, should be the same size all the way up to the unit. Now, these are the things that make a difference. These are the things that will affect how long it's going to take for you to pull a good vacuum. But the brand, that does not matter. The color of the machine, how it looks, none of those things make any difference. But the size of the equipment, ambient temperature, amount of moisture in the system, size of the vacuum pump, size of the suction line, and the size of the line that you're hooking up from the vacuum pump to the unit. Those are things that matter. The brand name, the color, none of that really makes any difference.